Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where we are currently at war with approximately everyone, and we've got some work that we need to do here. No doubt about that. So we've got some forces on the way over here. We got all of that assigned yesterday. This is currently 12 divisions assigned to each of these from Army 1. Right. Okay, so that's fine for now. Now I'm going to take these guys here. They're our Coast Guard. I'm going to take them, and we're going to split out 24, or actually, I'm going to do 12 additional units. No, we should do all 24 for now. So this is going to be a lot of units. Why is this? Oh my. That keeps changing awkwardly. Okay, this'll do. This'll do. So we're going to do that. We're going to assign this to a new army. So we're going to promote up this guy. And we're going to... Hang on. Sure, we'll assign this guy. And then what we want to do is we want to select half of these units, and I'm going to frontline them over here, just like this other one. And then we're going to select the other half of the units.
Push up.
A little bit awkwardly. And they are going to come over and frontline over here. Just like that. So we want to have double the number of troops over here. Yes, this is going to dramatically weaken our Coast Guard. We might have some landings to worry about here. That is absolutely a concern. So then we know that we're going to need a supply hub up over this way. We should get started on that. And then we should get started with a rail line that connects out over here like this. And then connects into here like that. And then I think we should bump up this rail line to level 5. There we go. And then this rail line and this rail line up to level 5. So we know for a fact that we are getting supplies. And this one then to level 5 as well. Okay, yep. So that way we know for a fact that we're getting supplies up over this way. So that's a lot of rail, no doubt about that. And we're going to want to build additional here too. Now, we do have units on the way up over here. This is Army 3.
The guards and up.
So that's these guys. They're on their way up. We may take some losses up over here. That's reasonably fine if that ends up happening. Now then, as far as this goes, I think it's overly ambitious that we hold all of this. So I'm going to actually, instead of doing this, I'm going to have these guys pull to a fallback line here. So what is this army? That's this army. Okay, yep. We're going to pull to a fallback line, and that fallback line is going to be this right here. So we're going to assign all of our units to that. We're just going to fall back and hold here, behind this river, in these hills/mountains. And I want to make sure we're digging in over here too. So that means we're abandoning all of this territory, which means we do not need to construct those forts. Instead, we can construct these forts. As far as coastal forts go, it can be something kind of like this. Okay, so now these guys are currently on area defense, I believe, here. Yeah, they're definitely not going to be up here. But what I really want them to do is I want them to be specifically guarding this coastline. And this should be in area defense here on guard coastline. Okay, and then these guys over here, they have a lot of area that they're trying to defend, and they should be on guard coastline. So that's 78 divisions. We don't have 78 divisions, obviously. I'm going to double... Actually, hang on. This is not what I wanted to do. Let's get rid of some of these. I'm going to double our recruitment at this time. And I'm going to put these guys out on the field. They're trained enough. They're very green, but they're trained enough for now. So that looks good. And then we're going to want to shuffle some of these into some of these armies, right? I'm going to send them here for now. So we want to come up and reinforce this. Okay. Now, we have a bit of a problem with our recruitment, and that is agrarian society right here. I've looked through the national focus, and I have found... Where is it? Here we go. Local recruitment offices. This tree here is about reducing agrarian society. So let's get that going. That will be very important to us. Docking rights, we kind of accept anything anyone's willing to give us for right now, but let's just go ahead and fall back here as quick as we can. We want to make sure that we are not working on these railways. These are no longer necessary. We are abandoning this area. This railway is still useful, as is this one theoretically, so that seems okay. Now then, these guys are going to make their way over here eventually. That looks fine. And these units here, they're going to struggle to defend this entire coastline. There's no doubt about that. But for the time being, we'll just make our way in here. We bypassed the Varuna's gun, and we have some free military factories. Let's put these into making infantry equipment for right now. Okay, non-aggression pact with American Germany, yes. Docking rights from the UK, sure. Non-aggression pact with British Malaya, sounds great. Okay, so we've got a lot of forces on the way over here. We want to make absolutely sure that these are being built up defensively. Okay, I'm going to cancel these constructions for right now. They are not necessary for this current war, so I'm going to get rid of those. These over here are fine. This is kind of intended to be a fallback line, but we do want to construct additional land forts up over here eventually. I think the highest priority for land forts right now are in Shandong, so that is these down over here. So all of these should be moved up to the highest priority, and then these should be moved up to the highest priority as well. Something kind of like this. Yeah, that looks good. So we'll get these completed, we'll get all of this done, and then we should get working on these. So Sagaing and Assam. Sure. So this is some in Assam, but what we really want is to come down here, and we're going to move these up. Something like that. Okay. But the ones in Shandong are still far higher priority, as are the railways and this supply hub. So we'll get all of that underway. If we get kicked out of China, this is not the end of the world. There's only 15 divisions here. Okay, yeah, that's actually correct. So we'll get pulled back here. That looks fine. And we're going to be working heavily on getting all of these defenses online. But these railroads are kind of happening first. And I want to intersperse these. So we're going to do something kind of like this for right now. So we need to get all of this online, and we need to do it quick. I was definitely not expecting Japan to agree to sell us this and then immediately declare war, but here we are. So we're going to get these interspersed, and we need to do this in a fairly smart manner because we need to have some levels of fort. Keep in mind, fort levels build fastest early on. So that's understood. We're retreating here. Let's bring these guys in right here, right now. Head on in there. Okay. So, did we just have a border change here? No, I don't think so. Noted. Okay, there we go. So we're looking to defend this area for now. Iraq wants to invite us to the Arab League. They are literally the only people in the Arab League. I will decline that. So that seems fine for now. So at this point, our monthly growth is actually kind of okay, but agrarian society is our main problem there. We're going to have really good manpower, to be clear, once we manage to get this under control. But we need to get stabilized first. So we can see that we have one level of land fort in each of these locations. So at this moment, what I want to do is actually, I'm going to unintersperse these because I feel like that doesn't actually help all that much. So we're just going to do something like this for now. And what I want to do is I want to make sure that anywhere that can build 8 levels of land fort, I want to bring these up. So we want to make sure that we have 8 levels of land fort in a lot of these locations, right? So we want to bring this up for now. The railroads do need to get finished, but we want to make sure that this is fairly optimal in the construction here. So something like this is fine. Okay, so we're going to get that going. The Lebanese Republic has been called in. Okay, that's fine. Cool. So we're falling back here, but we're getting a lot of this underway. That looks good. And we're about to finish up some of these railroads, so that's good. Manchukuo has been called in. Sure. So we're just abandoning this area up here. That's fine. For now, all we need to do is dig in right here. We need to get our defenses properly online, and we are absolutely working on that. What's going on here? I think we took some extra territory here. No? Maybe not. Well, regardless, this got a little messed up here, so we actually may be able at this point to do a proper front line. Hang on. Let's just delete all of those orders for now. And then let's see if we can proper frontline here. Yes, we can now properly frontline here. That's good. So I want to definitely do that. Both of these armies are just going to frontline here. Beautiful. So that looks good. They're probably going to shuffle around a little bit. Hopefully not too much. So we'll get that in position. This guy can get a new trait. Now, he is our Coast Guard leader. And we're going to give him a defensive doctrine for now, I guess. Actually, we don't have the command power for that. So that's understood. So how are we doing on our local recruitment offices? It's only been 18 days. Okay. Sure. We've gotten a lot done. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that this is up here like this. So we always want the numbers that are highest on top here. The numbers that are lowest can go down below. Because remember, we build faster the fewer fort levels there are. So we want to just get this at least a base level of fort like this. They're not pushing in over here, so this is actually buying us a lot of time. They'll probably push in soon. But that's good. Okay, so far so good on this front. So our forces are looking pretty okay. We can see we're at 7s across the board here, so that's looking good. We can move this up to here. This 4 should be down over here for now. Okay, so that looks good. We're going to want to continue to micromanage this. So we've got some 6s here, so we want to move these 7s up, and the 6s we want to move down. It's going to be a little bit awkward because it's a lot of 7s here. But I want to move these all the way down to here for now. We just need to make rapid progress on this. Yeah, that's all of them. Cool. So these would then end up going about here. Excellent. So we'll continue to work on these. The railroads will get finished eventually, and that's looking good. This front line looks relatively solid. This front line will hopefully be solid soon enough. Now, keep in mind, we do have some forces transferring back 9 divisions. So we're going to be able to max this, and then we'll probably toss them into... Why are you here? Interesting. Are these guys the ones that are down here? I was under the impression it was the other way around. No. Where are you? You're transferring up to here? Yeah, I was under the impression that these guys were the Coast Guard over here. Ah, they are. Okay, yeah, that seems fine. So these are going to want to be area defending, specifically here. Okay, they are set up for that. Beautiful. So they want to be defending the coast. We're going to want to send some forces. Ah, here's our volunteer units. Beautiful. So what I want to do is I want to send actually all 9 of these here right now. So we want this to be a full-strength 24 army, and we want to probably deploy more of these if we can. We got 1. Okay, well, that'll go into this army here, which is, of course, defending this coastline. Okay, so that looks good for now. We see we have some additional 6s here, so I want to just kind of move these 7s up, I feel like, but alternatively, we could just do this. Yeah, that's probably the quickest way. So we just want to cycle through these and build these as quickly as possible right now. It's going to take the same amount of time per location, but we want to spread out the locations as much as we can. So that's what we're doing right now. They still haven't pushed in up over here, which is really, really good for us. We are definitely going to need to dig in out over this way, but as we can see, that is happening slowly. There's some 7s there. Hang on. Yeah, there are some 7s here. Yeah, this is expected. So these need to be brought down. Some of these are max of 7, some of them are max of 8. So we're going to be slowly working our way through these. But we absolutely need to get this done as fast as we can. Okay, this one's down to 6 now, so let's bring that down. This one's down to 6. That's looking solid. And the rest of these are all 7s for now. Okay, we just finished up some of our railways. That looks good. Here's a bunch of 6s, and we can bring those straight on down. Priority on 6s is lower than priorities on 7s at this point. So we're making solid progress on getting our dig in. That's looking good. And, I mean, we are actually seeing an offensive action here. Okay. I don't really care about that, but sure. Non-aggression pact from the Soviet Socialist Republic sounds great. This is okay. Yep. Sure. Yep. Uh-huh. Great. Okay, so we're lacking some steel. What do we want to do about getting steel? Well, we're struggling a bit with that right now. So we might want to change our export economy soon enough. What would that actually end up costing? I mean, we've got special economic zones right now, which we want to be on ideally, but we could go to... Yeah, we can't go to limited exports or closed economy. We could go to export focus, which would cut our resources to market by 40%. That'd be significant, but we need political power for that. So that's understood. Okay, looks like we're having some potential supply issues down here. I'm going to bump up this supply hub to be highly motorized. And this one as well, we're going to motorize. As well as this one. And there isn't a supply hub up over here, but that should help matters on the supply on this front. I'm a little concerned about that supply level, though. Okay. This supply up over here is still looking pretty okay. I'm actually not going to motorize this. I'm going to motorize this, and that'll reach pretty much everything out over here. So that looks good. Let's check in on our constructions at this point. So at this point, we're probably better off moving up 7s than moving down 6s. And we should have at least some amount of land fort in each of these now, I think. Let's see here. Yeah, we've got at least some amount of land fort in most of these, but not this up here. That's all of these. Okay, sure. So there we go. That should be good. Now we're probably okay with just picking a front. Military access from the UK? Sure. We're probably okay with just picking a front at this point. And I would love to get more divisions recruited, but for now, it's going to be a little bit. Okay. We really want to see this supply hub finish, but that's not going to finish for a while. These railways are going to be done soon, though. That's a very, very good thing. These factories can then be put to work on some of these land forts. So that seems great. And we definitely still want to continue to work on that. We've progressed a little bit out over here, which is pretty funny, but that's fine. They're starting to push in over here now, so that's understood. And this is taking an attack. Looks good, though. Yeah, for the moment, that looks fine. I think that we should probably focus at this point on Shandong. And, like, Sagaing and Assam. So that's what I'm thinking right now. So we would work on anything in Shandong I'm going to put at a higher priority. So there we go. For now, we'll work on this. So all of those are going to be worked on and worked on heavily. We see we're starting to get attacked out over here as well. Yeah, this is what I expected. So that's fine for now. We should probably be moving up Sagaing and Assam over here. I'm much less concerned about this area right now. So we'll do something like this for now. Okay, yeah, I'm much, much less concerned about this area. So that'll do for the moment, and we can move these up to the top. That's okay. They'll be finishing up pretty quickly. So it'll take them a bit to punch through this for sure. But what I really want to do is I want to bulk up the defenses out over here. That's going to be very, very necessary for us. And get these railways completed. So we have at least a few levels of land fort in most of these locations now. So that's looking good. We are successfully defending out over here. We see enemy having air superiority. Yeah, I'm not surprised about that either. So Iraqi Republic wants to move troops through our territory. Yes. Non-aggression pact from Australia. Yes. Everything here we accept, pretty much. So that's a shortcut of enter. Sure. Communist States of America wanting a non-aggression pact. That sounds great. So at this point, we can see that we are low on steel for our trucks. That's noted. Okay. For the moment, I think we'll toss this into more trucks, but we do need more steel. So that's absolutely a thing. We did finish up our national focus on loyal recruitment offices, so that's not going to immediately help us, but it will help us every 12 months. That's going to take a while to go away. But Legacy of Military Service will immediately modify that by quite a lot. So let's get started on that. That's going to be 3 out of 70 days. Okay. So it looks like they're focusing quite a lot out over here right now. I want to move one of these units over to reinforce this. So just chill out right over here. There we go. And now that unit is being sent up over here for some reason. Whatever. For the time being, that's okay. Do we have all of our units here yet? No, the reinforcements are still on their way over. Okay. So they'll arrive here pretty soon. We've got 4 more units coming in here. That's good. In fact, we should probably have a few more than that. Yeah, there's definitely more units on the way over. So that seems fine. In theory. Okay. So Shandong is definitely making some progress here. We can move this guy up to here, but for now, I feel like this is pretty okay. We're just about done with our railways, so that's looking good. And this here is currently under attack. That is this one. Yeah, that's definitely noted. We've got more forces on the way over here to defend this. Although they're not going to this location, which is a bit unfortunate. But we're going to get another level of land fort done there soon. In theory. Emphasis on in theory. Okay, they're continuing to attack here. They're just attacking with infantry right now. So that's not too terrifying. That's pretty good for us for the moment. So the Chilean Socialist Republic wants to resupply their ships in our ports. Yeah, this is all absolutely fine. We don't care about any of this. We accept it all. So that looks good. And up over here, have we taken additional territory here? I feel like we have. Yeah, we definitely have. Okay, so that seems fine. I'm going to cancel these constructions here because we have this as a fallback line. So I don't feel like we need this. This is stuff being built by our vassal, so that seems fine. We'll cancel those. That seems great, and we'll continue to work on some of this down over here. We only have 1 land fort in these areas, but I really feel like we need to defend Shandong as the top priority here, particularly this location, but we did get another level of land fort finished there. So that's very good. Okay, we'll continue to work on that, and they're just continuing to attack here. Please come in and defend this. They really want to attack here, and our AI does not want to put our units here. Okay.
Come on.
You can come on down here too. As can you. They really want to punch in here, and I don't want them punching in here. So it looks like they might be thinking about a naval invasion up over this direction. That's a distinct possibility. We could definitely use more troops up over here. If we lose China again, that's not the end of the world. But I do want to get this hopefully fortified up a bit and stabilized. Okay, so we've got this unit on the way in here. These are troop convoys here, and this is submarines? Okay, sure. So we've got these forces on the way in here. We are successfully defending here now. That looks great. They're really heavily attacking this particular spot. Okay, so that's fine for the moment. What we need to do, of course, is we need to get Legacy of Military Service, but we also need to get some of this construction wrapped up. So taking a look at this, we can probably sort some of these like this, right? So for Sagaing here, I'm interested in getting some of these moved up because they'll build faster. So Assam would go about here. Yeah, something kind of like this for now. So we're definitely interested in doing that. So for the moment, this is reasonably fine. We're working on holding over here. We've got more forces on the way in. And then this unit over here. Why are you going here? You're supposed to guard the coastline. Maybe we should just use a fallback line. And be like, I want you to defend... come on. All of this. Well, including this, though. Like that. Okay. So, a fallback line I don't think is ideal here. For one thing, they're not going to be able to hold all of this, necessarily. We've only got 5 divisions there, right? So, I don't think that's necessarily ideal. But it'll do for now. I really would prefer to area defense coastline right up over here. But they seem to want to, when they do that, they seem to want to go out over here. I don't know. There's a dangerous naval invasion up over here. Yeah, these guys are trying to invade right here, right now. So, stop it. Get up here. We need to hold that off. It is time to put a cut in here, though, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we're going to see if we can defend China. It'll be interesting. These guys really don't want to defend the coastline up over here, which is what their job is. They want to come down over here instead for some reason, but that's not what I want them to do. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.